Yes, Vaishnavi, please start.
Yeah, hi ma'am. Good evening.
Hi. Yeah.
I hope you might have seen my message in Google Classroom, right?
Yes.
I have also updated the PowerPoint for the preliminary analysis, which I have done with database, which you have said.
Mhm.
The number of genes that are being differentially expressed for BFT is only six. So that I don't think so. I also discussed the same with my boss. So he said like
Mhm.
this is not going to be that much convenient for doing a
Yeah.
comparative analysis. So
Mhm.
I just took an RNA sequence data. So I hope that
Mhm.
conversation we also had in Google Classroom. I would be
Mhm.
grateful if you are going further with RNA sequence analysis, like normalization for that, and
Mhm.
then comparing the microarray data set of the FN with the BFT that is of RNA sequence. So that would be great. If you need any extra one class or two, we can make that also happen. That is not
Mhm.
an issue for me. I don't want you to put up a constraint that within seven classes you have to do. I am also a tutor. I know I do understand how it would be difficult. So
Mhm.
it would be better if today possible we can go with the RNA sequence data, analyzing them, followed by a differential expression of data set for the FN treated ones. Whatever
Okay.
the ball is on your court, you have to decide how long will it
Mhm.
take and how much it will be take. I'm having zero knowledge on, again, I'm saying. I just want a perfect class that would really help me to process both microarray and RNA sequence data. And at the end, I want a product that is going to compare, that we are going to compare both the differential expressions of PFT and for the corresponding FN. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So BFT analysis you have done with GeoTour?
Yeah, I have done with you.
Okay. Okay. Mm, just a
You
minute.
can check the
Okay.
PowerPoint which I have shared
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I have.
yeah. I have checked. I have checked that. So you are getting very less number of DAGs because
Yes.
you have added the filter like log FC filter very low. So we need to like more. So we need to decrease the filter. For example, if you have taken, I think, is it 0. No, I think you have taken 2 as a log FC for BFT.
No,
Or
I have just kept everything as default. I haven't changed anything.
okay. Okay, okay. So maybe they have set 2 as a default for log fold change value. That's why you are not getting. So in that case, we need to decrease the log fold change value, and
Okay.
then you will get more. Okay,
Uh, ca-
because
uh, can you help you on that, please? So if
yeah,
we, as you said, if we change the log fold change value and the differential expressions are going to be higher, then we can take that data set itself. I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
worried and concerned about the differential expressions. That's why.
Okay,
And
no
also
problem.
regarding the data set which you have shared, it is not only narrowed for BFT, it is also having other sets of bacterial
Yes,
treatment.
right,
So
right. So
I was
you
worried
have
about that also.
no. Okay, so let me just share my screen first so that it
Yeah.
will be more clear. Okay. So, entire screen is shared. So is my screen visible for you?
No, sorry, ma'am, it's
No,
not visible.
why? Let's see.
Even your screen
Maybe no.
is not.
Oh, my screen is not visible. Why it's black only? Just a minute. Um,
Maybe Dr. Ghazala, can you
Stop.
please log out
So
and log
I
in
will.
again? I think yeah, it's blank actually.
Your system. Okay. So I have a lot of uh, Excel files open, so it is asking me to reduce the load on your PC. Okay,
We
just a minute.
can see a black screen, I guess. It's something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just a minute. I'm trying to share it again.
Either try with closing all the other tabs. try it once. If that doesn't work, you can log out and log in again.
We will try to close the files. Let me know once it is visible because I am just trying to close the tabs.
Yes, it is visible now.
Is it visible now? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I'm not able to see what is showing up there. Okay, okay, just a minute. So you have this one. This is your PPT, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so as we can see there for BFT, you have like cluster of samples well separated in this
Mm-hmm.
plot. So this is good thing that we have samples already well separated, but we can also generate this plot as a PC plot as we have the script. So we can use that. So for this data set, actually, when you search for, I think this is the, let me just search for that. The data
I
set,
think we have.
for that data set, so, okay, you perform the analysis. So for that, you had to first make the groups, right? For three sample, which are specific to
Yeah, I done.
BFT.
I done. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did
So
everything. Like even I
have
have
three
grouped it
control,
because sorry.
three BFT samples and three control samples, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so for because you were worrying about there are other samples. So in this case where you have the online tool and you have like you already know that you have grouped them properly, so you don't need to worry that if these genes are expressed in other groups and other samples and you are getting it here. So whatever you will include in your groups, only for those samples you will be getting the genes here.
Mm.
So this is not to worry, like you can process this, but when you are downloading the data set and doing the analysis right from the beginning, so in that case, once you hit the HTTP link for your data, so for that you will be having, you need to first delete those samples because this HTTP link will download all the samples, whatever is there in your data set. So you need to then cross check with the GSM IDs for each sample and then delete those which are not required for your sample. So I think.
Yeah, that is fine, ma'am. That is, I totally agree with that. And even I have done the GOR tool as of you're saying. I have just selected the case and I have selected the PFT alone and I have omitted
Yes,
other bacteria. And for that
yes.
only, I have got the results. And over that, I could see only the six genes that have been differentially expressed. And I
Okay.
was totally confused with the results. That's why I was asking you
Okay.
for a
No,
different
so
one.
if as we can see in the figure here, like we can see in the figure that this log FC is what is showing here is around 2. That's why you are getting the cutoff of log FC2 and only one gene in upregulated and rest of the 5 genes in downregulated. So we need to reduce the log FC. For example, if you are keeping it +1 and -1, like all the genes less than -1, so you will get more number of genes as upregulated and downregulated. So when you are doing the online analysis, you need to just like optimize your analysis default setup that we saw like in last session, that how we can reduce even p-value, we can also reduce, for example 0.05 or 0.01, so that we have discussed. So we can perform this because we are having the process data for this data set when we are downloading the from database, so we can do for RNS analysis for that because there we have TPM values and the count values for that. So for that, we can have one separate session after this session because right now we have to complete the pipeline that we were already working on for FN data. Okay. So since we have completed this part, after that, this we can process this data so that we can see that what genes are differentially expressed between these two cases, like whether they are in disease sample or the your treatment sample. So let us first find those genes which are important to us. Then we can keep them in one file, and then we can perform the other analysis with BFT so that we can later compare both the files. Okay. So one analysis is completing, then we can perform the next analysis for the another class. Okay. So
Okay.
probably we will.
One more query, ma'am, regarding, yeah, I have tried all the codes which you have shared, and some of the codes you haven't shared, which is present in the video, like for changing the titles, like for renaming the folders. Those codes were not present in the R script which you have shared. It would be great if you could add those also. And while running them, I have installed the bioconductor packages that has also been installed. And I was quite confused, like after installing the bioconductor package, do I need to install each and everything for assemble them for or to read the raw data, and for other things do I need to install any other extra packages? Or if not, if directly if I give also it is not getting read and it is saying that could not find the function. I don't know what is wrong with my course. I can share
So
you.
if you can share the screenshot if there is any kind of error, like we have the classroom or even
Yeah,
chatbot.
actually in Google, actually in previous class, what was happening is like you have renamed the cell files into
Yeah.
case underscore the name,
Mhm.
and you said the codes are like you can change it with the code,
Yeah.
but the
So,
code which I have shared was also not working, and that is why that is what my query is.
so
In
did
the
you try this code, the design target file?
yes, that's what I was using.
So this file, like if you are running, then it should rename your files automatically. Isn't it doing it?
Mm,
Your samples? Because I have added the code in this section that it will rename your file with the, let me just open it so that we can see. Not showing here.
it is actually showing error. I don't know why. Might
No,
be.
like whatever is error we can solve, but if it
Uh,
is not renaming, so that should not be happen, right? So that's why I'm like worried about it. Okay. So once you run it, let me know like if there is any error. Error, I understand. For example, if your library or the package is not loaded properly, then error can happen. But if it is
Okay.
not renaming, then that will be different issue, right?
Yeah, yeah. I understand. I will just try once again. And if not, if the same error occurs, then I can post it in Google Classroom so that you can sort it out.
Yes, yes, same error because let me just
Uh,
reconfirm this as well
yeah.
because we have added this line of code.
Your
Once
voice is breaking.
the file is reading the cell files, then after that it will be adding. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Am
you
I
are.
clear now? Okay, so once the function sort function is first, it will sort your samples by the number, and we have already seen in the data set that our samples are there in sorted order so that we can rename them successfully. Once we are
Mm.
sorting it, then it will try to add fn underscore. That's what we are providing it in the code, that paste fn underscore before my file name, which are on top for top 5 files. So that number we are giving here in the function, that for 1 to 5 files, add fn for those files, because we saw in the dataset website that our files, first 5 files based on the sorted numbers, it will be fn files only, and then next 6 to 10 will be added as like prefix will be added. Prefix will be added for with case. Okay, so this part you need to run to rename your files. Once it is
Okay.
renamed,
Yeah. Uh, Yes, continue.
Okay.
Hello.
So you need to change your folder path. So that is most important. Otherwise, it will not be able to read
Yeah.
your files
Yeah,
even.
yeah, I have done all of this. That was
Okay.
working well. And
Okay.
regarding this only, I will just try it once again. So then I will let you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And also
So and
regarding the
then
figures you have shared,
yeah.
the figure for names are like in full length with the folder name. I don't want like that. Instead, I want it as FN treated or FN or like simple control and FN treated. How can I change that?
Figure names.
Yeah, figure name. The legends for the figure.
Okay, just a minute. I will tell you. And okay, so this is about the file renaming in your folder only. And once it is renamed, then you need to generate the .txt file, target.txt file, so that you will be using this particular code to do that. Okay, so if there is any kind of error in which line of code, you can just share me the console section of your RStudio. Okay.
Okay, I'm sure. Yeah.
And so you are asking about, I guess,
Figure. You can go for the script part one.
yeah. So this,
And yeah,
I think
not this
box
one.
plot.
Pre-normalization and post-norm, the box plots. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
these,
this is not proper actually.
so the sample names, we can
Yeah.
do this with a script, or even sometimes what we do is, for example, let me just show you. So I have tried like two ways with by sorting the name and without name. So what we can do is either we can just skip adding any label on x-axis for these samples, and we can just add like one name of the sample, or group the first five and mention that these are the control, or the, so that we need to do manually, like in ppt we can just crop and then add the text. So sometimes we need to add, like, do things manually as well, if we need is, if we have a specific requirement. Okay, so so that we can also do manually.
Because
And
for
if
publication, we cannot use this figure as of right. So we
yeah,
have to
right.
make it
Yeah,
standardized. And you can
this
also find the sample array is also overlapping with all the
yeah.
x-axis.
So this way we will not be adding. So what generally we do is rename the files as fn1, fn2, fn3 by removing the even the extension. So fn1,
But
fn2,
the
fn3,
extent,
and then case 1,
yeah,
case
what
2, case 3.
difficulty I am facing is like even it is like not proper, ma'am. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming after the first. Like the FN treater is on the right hand side and left hand side. It is quite confusing. Is there any possible way that we can rename them just as case and control, such that each sample can be named? Is there any specific
Yeah,
code?
yeah, we can do that.
Then I,
Yes, we can
then
do
I,
that.
then that would be very good.
Okay, 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 sure. I will share you the code for that.
Yeah.
So it can be like for publication purpose at
Mm,
the same time.
mm.
And then let me share the R Studio. So we did this. Okay. So we have done almost up to PCA. And so once we have the expression matrix, that from the normalized data, for normalized data, we have expression matrix. One, so I was rerunning the code. That's why I had to rename the variable as one by adding one here. Otherwise, it is the same code. And okay, so once we have this variable, this is only we are going to use after plotting. We are now going to use that to generate the matrix for making the groups, and comparing them based on the different groups that we are having, the fn with case. So what we are doing is, for example, if we have five samples, case samples, so we are adding mentioning that we have first five case samples and then next five as fn samples, and then labels are given so that it will know that we need to compare between fn and case. So there are only two conditions we have. Okay, so this is allotted to make the model so that it will select these two conditions only and focus on that and group our samples based on that. And then after that, we are making the matrix based on the condition, the condition that we are giving. Based on that condition, without changing its value or intercept. For example, if we are mentioning fn first and then case second, so it means that we want fn to keep as a reference sample, or whenever the gene expression comparison is the model is doing. So what it will do, it will keep fn as the reference sample, so that if the gene is more expressed or log fold change value is positive, it means the gene is more expressed in case, for example, disease sample, than in the treated sample. So keeping fn as reference is better. Otherwise, we can also keep case as reference, but both ways we can do that. Does not like affect the analysis. We just need to be careful that what order we are keeping here while analysis, and what we are going to calculate or identify from log fold change value at the end we are getting the when we are getting the results. So right now we are making the matrix, and then based on the conditions that we have added. Okay, once the matrix is designed, then the same design we are giving the columns name, that the columns name will be based on the levels that we have added, that fn and case. So based on that only, but the order will be same, which is case first 5 and fn will be next 5. Okay, once design is made, then we can we can run this, as this is already like there in my console. So I have cleared my console.
How you have cleared your console? Can you
Okay.
tell me?
Yeah, so we can use Control L to clear the console.
Control
And
L.
yeah, Control key with L.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So once we run the design, then we can see here now, since I have designed this. So once we are executing this particular code, now we have the design that the first 5 samples are case positive. It means we have given it the name case, and the next 5 samples are fn positive. So fn as 1, and now we have the matrix for the analysis, or to make the linear model, that we are going to use Lima package to make the linear model. So LM stands for linear model, and this function exists in Lima package that we have already installed at the top. Here we
What is
have
meant
the
by
Lima.
linear model?
Linear model is what it will do is compare the expression between samples. So take one sample and then compare its expression to the next sample to the next sample. Okay, not directly first sample to the third sample. So it will make a linear combination of samples, like first 2 samples, then second and third sample, then third and fourth sample. So that's how it will make a comparison for that. So that's why we are making, trying to, because we, at the end, we have to just make the comparison. So what it will do is it will make comparison, and that also, since we have mentioned that we have 2 conditions, so what it will do, it will not compare the expression between case and case. It will try to compare the expression between case and fn sample. So if we
Okay.
have 5 samples, so first case with fn, then second case will be compared to second fn, then third fn. Then in the next flow, it will try to compare, unless like make pairs almost whatever possible. Like then it will start with first case with second fn, third fn, like in linear order, just one after other, so that
Yeah.
we can have the whole matrix of comparison. And then we have to make a contrast matrix. So contrast matrix is specifically telling the this function that we have the we want the comparison between fn and case based on the design that we have already made, to so as to fix fn as the base and case fn as the reference condition, and case as the comparison condition. So here we want to we are declaring this again because we have already declared that keep Fn as the reference model, and or the model condition, and then case as the next condition to compare. But we need to make a contrast matrix so that we can again, because we need to again assure that the comparison is going to be right. So this otherwise, if we are not mentioning it again, so it will try to compare case with Fn. So that's what we don't want. We want Fn with case. Sometimes we can also do that. We are comparing case with Fn. Like first we are keeping case as a reference, and then Fn as the next model for comparison. But right now we want like this because it is better to check the expression in the based on the treatment samples rather than have in the case samples or the disease sample. So case is the disease sample, that's why we are keeping it second. And we want to see that what is the expression, how the expression is changing in case based on the Fn. So that if the expression is more in case, then we will know that expression should be less in Fn. Then only Fn treatment is working, right? So
Yes.
because we need to change the expression anyhow with the treatment if the particular gene function is related to this particular disease. So that's what we are doing. So after making the contrast matrix, we need to fit the model, the linear model, same linear model again, so that the comparison will be again fitted on the same model, so that it will be having like more precise results. That's why we are making fitting the model again based on the contrast matrix that we have just made. And then after that, we need to use empirical bias method for model optimization. Once the model is made, so in machine learning also we do model optimization to
Have your
improve
voice
the
cut off.
performance. Okay, not
Hello.
audible?
Yeah, now it is audible. I couldn't hear what you were talking about the fit to, like the fitting model.
Okay, so once we are making the contrast matrix, so we need to again fit the model so that we will be sure that what we have mentioned at the first level as the conditions, that two conditions that we have, it should be compared based on Fn with case. Okay, so keeping Fn as reference and then case as a for the comparison. So that is the one thing, and this we need to remember while checking the results that we are generating. So that is the one thing. And once the model, we are getting the second, the like more precise model, because first model is under fit and second model is under fit 2. So this is the more precise or better enhanced model. After that, we are performing model optimization. So this is like hyperparameter tuning in machine learning to make the performance of your model better. So for that, what we are doing, we are using empirical bias method, and this will improve the estimation of variance for genes with low expression. So what, because some of the genes have very less expression, as we have seen in the box plot, I think we have in the box plot, some of the genes has very less expression and some has higher than even 12 and more. So for the genes which are having less expression, even it will try to estimate, like as we saw, there was one problem that it will try to round off some of the values. For example, if the gene expression is 0.002, so it will round off and make the expression 0. Okay, so that we don't want. So for that, we want to optimize our model to even identify the smallest difference or the variation in the gene expression, and then perform the t-test statistic, that is the comparison, like it is a pair t-test. So it will try to then again compare your the one group, Fn group, with the case group to on your model, like which is already compared, but it will try to detect the all the values which are like of very less variance, and then try to give us the comparison value that yes, this the expression is still difference if we are not rounding off the expression values of the numbers, because standard decimal value of the numbers are like 3 digit after decimal. But if the value is 0.00, like 4 zeros and then 2, then it will round off to 0. So this will make sure that those genes must not be skipped in this differential expression. As you see that in BFT that you have did analysis, and maybe some of the gene expression are too low, and that's why they are not showing a differential expression, just because that they have very less expression. For that, first we need to make sure that log p value should be less, very less. If log p value is 0.05 and it is not giving enough number of genes, then we need to reduce it to 0.01, and then then again perform the analysis to get those genes even with the low expression. So this function, yes.
Yeah, I was just listening to you.
Yeah, so this will make sure that even less expressed genes are already also considered and then compared based on the pair t-test. And pair t-test is basically to compare the expression of genes between two conditions or two groups that we are already having.
Okay, one doubt, ma'am. Like, how much is the p-value has to be set? Like in general, like is it we can keep the threshold for 0.05 or 0.01, which is better?
Okay, so standard p-value is 2, but among them, those two, 0.05 is considered better, because this is being used in general from very long time. Okay, but when we got the data or this type of data, even like gene expression data where the variance is too less, or some genes are very less expressed, which cannot be like efficiently determined by normal comparison. So in that case, we try to even reduce p-value to 0.01, so that it will be able to consider those genes also which are having very less expression, like even less than 0.05. So first we, as I mentioned in the last class also, that first we try to keep log p-value as 0.05. If we are not getting enough number of results, like more, if you are not getting 1,000 genes, then we need to be changing the log p-value to 0.01. That must be understandable. Okay, because after p-value we are not just having the p-value, we are having the log fold c filter also. So if first filter itself is not considering those genes which are having less expression, then the second filter will also remove the genes, right? So how we will get enough number of genes for comparison of the conditions? So that's why we are keeping the log p value as a 0.05 as a standard in the first go. And then if not getting genes, then again we need to perform this particular step, because up to the model it will consider all the genes. But after when we are having certain threshold values, then it will try to exclude some genes. So that's why we are keeping it here.
Okay.
Okay, and then okay, so now we are getting top table, and top table is for the genes or the all the genes which are showing different expression in our samples, and not all different expression, but which has been be able to be captured to show some expression. And once we are having all the genes which are expressed in the samples, then we are based on the model, that the model which is captured all the genes, that data or the model fitted data that we are having will be used to get the top table or the genes with their p-value. So this is the adjusted p-value or FDR, false discovery rate, that we saw in GO2R also, that we have certain false discovery rate for to set the p-value. So this BH stands for Bonferroni and Hochberg, that we saw in the last session also. And then now we want our output with a log fold change value sorted, that the highest log fold change value on the top. And number of genes that we want in our data is infinite, we are mentioning, but we can also mention certain number. For example, we can mention as 1 lakh genes, because maximum we will be having 1,000 genes only. But right now we are having the data of probe set. So probes data mostly goes towards 45,000 to even 50,000. So okay, so what happens is, here we are keeping the number of genes as infinite, like whatever number of genes are captured or the probe IDs are captured with the expression value, it will be getting in the top genes variable. And once we are getting the results table with log as sorted, we can save it here. After that, we can also make like filter based on the like all the data. So let me just show you the data, because when we are executing here, so this is the file. Let me show you here. So we are getting this here. So we are having the gene IDs here. So by default, the tool is not giving the title for the first column or the header for the first column. So now we are having here all the columns that we have in the data, like final result, and it is almost same to the GO2R results. Like maybe in expression value there could be some variation, but like the columns are almost same for the GO2R, because this is how the microarray results that we get. And we have the log fold change value here, which is sorted based on the lowest log fold change on the top. It means the first gene. So right now we are having the different IDs based on the platform of the data that we are processing, but we need to map it to the gene IDs, and that we will map in some time. But let me show you here. Okay, and we have the log fold change value this. So whichever the gene is, this one, like this ID corresponds to whichever gene. For that, this gene is expressed 7 times lower in disease samples. It means it is 7 times higher in the FN samples. Okay. So this is how we read log fold change value, and after certain values, that like lowest log fold change value, we are also having some positive log fold change value, so that you can filter with the. Okay, just a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we can sort this based on the highest first, and now once it is sorted, so just a minute. So now we are having the log fold change value. So highest expression of this gene is log fold change value, and its average expression in the samples, like all the samples, are 5.7.
1 minute, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Whenever we have a negative sign, it indicates that it has been upregulated, right? And
No,
whenever there is a positive sign, it is downregulated.
no. For positive, it is upregulated, and for negative, it is downregulated. So negative belongs to downregulation. Okay. That is, negative means negative expression, so like less expression, so it is down regulated. Okay, and log fold change positive is for positive expression.
Actually, while doing PCR and when we do the data CT value, we get negative sign, no, ma'am. So that negative sign we consider as it's like upregulated, and that's what I was thinking.
So if
Same.
you are seeing this like +5 in this expression, so now we have kept case as FN as the reference sample. So it means that this is 5 times upregulated or positively expressed in the case samples. It means it is less expressed. So it should be minus when we are comparing, like when we give the conditions here, case with FN. Like here, if we are changing this condition of comparison with case with Fn, so it will, the table will show you the minus sign here for the same gene. Okay, so
Hmm.
in that case, you will know that the gene is less expressed. So maybe that's how, depending on the condition that you are like adding, depending on that, you will be getting the positive and negative sign, depending on the condition. So uh,
But
if it
anyway,
is,
both are same only, right? How can it be different? Like you're comparing FN and case. So whatever the
yes,
genes that are upregulated in FN might be downregulated in the case. It is not
yes.
going to change anyway.
No, no, it
Whether
will
you
not
compare,
change. So that's what I'm saying. No, if you are changing the condition order here, then it will show you minus 5 here. So now it will be down regulated. Now this will show you down regulated. So maybe for that case, you are in PCR, it is showing
no,
minus
I'm
5.
confused totally. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. Can you come from first, like the log whole change value, the values which are with positive, it indicates that in FN it is upregulated, right?
No, it is showing that in case the disease sample, the gene was highly expressed or upregulated or positive or more. Gene was 5 times more expressed in the diseased sample.
Diseased means you're talking about the
case
case.
case yes. And so this was highly expressed in the case sample, but when you treat it with Fn, its expression uh, is changed. So maybe down regulated, then its expression is changed. So the effect is shown on this gene more. We can say that. Are you
Mm,
getting?
no, I don't get it. Because you said like the positive value. Okay, just tell me if here I'm having 5.8 is some value, which is
Hmm.
positive. So
Hmm.
what this conveys to me? It says
This
that
is
FN in the case it is upregulated. Is
in the
that so?
case it is upregulated. Yes. So
So
this gene is
whatever that falls on this table is
Mhm.
based on the case, right, ma'am?
Yes, based on the case. So relevant to case. But if you want the comparison relevant to FN, then you need
Yes.
to change the order. Okay. So that's how you can also like do the comparison of the gene expression depending on the different case groups, like order of the samples which you are adding.
Okay, so basically, I don't want to check it for case, but I want to know what is happening with the FN. So the data which I'm getting out as a table should express me the details about the genes that are upregulated or downregulated with respect to the FN. Am I clear?
No, come again.
Okay, so the data, I want to know what are the genes that are being expressed in FN. Okay. So the data which I get as a table should give details about the genes that are upregulated or downregulated with respect to FN and not with the case.
Yeah. So the if you want the gene which are upregulated in FN, not in the case, for that we need to change the order of comparison in the script. Then only you will get the like values based on the FN that you can see.
But in initial case, you told me like we are comparing FN with the case, right, ma'am?
Yes, we are
Then
comparing FN with the case. So that's what I mentioned is we are mentioning that FN is our reference condition. So
yeah, that is
whatever
okay.
is, yeah.
So yeah, I
So,
understand. Actually, we don't want the reference thing because if we do in that manner, whatever you're saying, with keeping FN as our reference, then
mhm,
comparison won't be correct. We have to keep the
yeah,
control, the negative control as our reference gene. With respect to the reference gene, what are the genes are upregulated? When we treat them with the bacteria, is our hypothesis. So can you make the changes accordingly so that we will get a perfect result?
yeah, okay. So you can do that, but let me just do it here. No problem. So we will we are making it the order changing here. So now the case is the reference and whatever changes will happen will show in FN.
Yeah.
And then again we need to assure it here that whenever the contrast is comparison is doing, then we can get it here. Now we can run this section again so that we can get the design for it. And once we are getting the design column names based on the condition, so now we can get here. First we are having the case and next we are having the 5 FN values here where the case values are zeros. Then we can fit the model. So since other things are common, so I can run it all together. And once this is executed for model 2, so we got the model 2, the fitted model with the contrast, then we can get the optimized model with E bias and then top genes. So let me close this, otherwise it will not open. Okay, so E bias is the model is updated and we are getting the final. So let me So I am renaming the variable so that we will not overwrite. And now we need let's stop change. This is just an optional thing to filter the genes and keep them in a file so that we have only the DEGs in one file. Otherwise, we can just manually filter in Excel also.
Okay. Why have you given like code underscore F? What does that signifies
Uh,
after the code underscore F?
underscore where exactly in this line?
Sorry?
Like in which line there is underscore F? I can't see it here.
Oh, like just after the CSP, comma code.
Okay, code equals to F. It means like we are saving in CSV, so it is comma separated value. So it should not add double like this kind of code for our data. Otherwise, because it is saving data in text type of format.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so it should not add a string value as a, because whenever we write a string in R or Python, so by default it will add double inverted commas. So that's why we are making the code false. Otherwise, we will get all the codes around all the values.
Okay.
So okay, it is writing the file now, and now we are having the okay. This is the and this one, I guess, the updated one. Or this is the default. Just it is having too many genes. That's why taking more time.
Okay, ma'am. In case in meantime, you can also teach me the working of plots and those. Let's come.
Okay, so yeah, once we are getting these genes, okay, once we are getting these genes expression, we got like log for change value and okay, just a minute, it's opened, I guess. GSM dot table. We are having this different. Yeah, okay. So after that, once we have the data filtered, what we can do, we can make the volcano plot, which is again showing the different like upregulated and downregulated. And here we need to filter based on the p-value that we are having, and then log4 change value. So because we are having log4 change value as two different values, so one time we are keeping one, like more than one, all the genes for upregulated genes, and then again log4 change value less than 1 for less than -1 for downregulated genes, and we are adding the colors so that it will be highlighted in different colors. So right now, since we have renamed the variable, so we need to add 2 to it, top genes, and then we need top genes here. So okay, and we can directly generate the figure here itself, but I am trying to save it in the PNG format because sometimes in the plot section it does not show figure. So let's not worry about.
Okay, uh, so with the formation of volcano plot, it is done for a differential expression or
Okay.
anything extra is there?
Yeah, so volcano plot we can make, and we need these two packages, gdata and gplot. So first you need to install, and then you need to like load the library.
Okay.
So once it is loaded, then you can generate. And yeah, so let me see if the file is generated. We are having the file generated here. And we have the log4 change value, the -7, and then we have the upregulator. So what we can do is either we can manually filter based on the p-value, and for p-value, for this p-value, we have the adjusted p-value, which is the log value of these p-value. So what we usually do is, because p-value is the raw value, and these are the log values, so we try to use p-value only to filter most of the times. And B stands for bias factor, so that's what empirical bias that we used for comparison of the gene expression that we use in the after the model preparation, model optimization, in case of model optimization. So that value we are giving. So more is the B value, more better is the variance or the evidence. So it will show the evidence of the hypothesis. For example, if it is showing the expression is expressed 5-fold expressed, then it is the what is the B value. Based on the B value, it is having, for example, the B value is more in the first gene, its expression is 5.82, and for second it is in negative. So this, the first log FC is having more evidence or stronger evidence in terms of B value than for the second expression or second log FC for the gene, for the next gene. So that's how we use these type of value, and T value is for T statistics that we again use for the comparison of the hypothesis that one gene is more expressed in one sample and the other gene is less expressed in other sample. So these two values are for the comparison of the gene expression. And p value is the probability of error of calculating this log FC or average expression. So we will use these two columns only, p value and then log FC.
So what is that average express or something? Average
Yeah,
expression?
so the average expression is average expression, like mean expression in all the samples. So this is not of much of our use, because we want to compare the expression between two groups, and this is just taking the mean for all the groups. So this is not much required. We will use only these two. And then we are having the genes here.
Yeah, ma'am. Can you teach me how to name the genes according to the gene ID?
Yeah, so we need to convert or map this to the platform ID that we are having. So let me see if we are having the platform. So we have the website here. It's the website. Yeah. So on this website, we are having the platform number here, and in this platform, since we are using Affymetrix Human Transcriptome, we can first you can also download this series matrix file. So when you download, you will get some of the information about like all the these samples, and all the metadata is there in the series matrix that you can explore. But it is required when we are going to write about this paper, because some more information is given. Otherwise, general information are given, that who has submitted, when it was submitted, where submitted. Okay, now this platform ID we can go, and we can go and check the data table from the platform ID, where we can see around 70,000 probe IDs are given here in the data. And for all the IDs, we are having the gene IDs in the ensemble transcript ID, ENST value is there, and the general gene symbol is also there. So based on this table, we can map our values from our result, and then we can get the gene IDs from here. Otherwise, there are other tools. For example, we are having this BioDB, which is Biological Database Network. So we can use this for annotation, database annotation, or even for DB to DB. We can also use if we have the Affymetrix gene chip array. Right now we are using Affymetrix transcript cluster IDs. So we can use this, and we can paste the IDs here and select the output, whatever output we want. So for example, we want gene symbol. So here is the gene symbol. We can select and then put the IDs and submit. So it will provide the corresponding gene symbols here, unless those symbols which are not already in this database, then we need to check for some other database which can provide us the gene ID. Otherwise, most of the time when we are working with microarray, we are having the platform IDs already there within the data set. So we try to extract from this. Otherwise, if not this, then series matrix must have. So from series matrix. So there are different ways we can get it from anyway. Okay.
So
And
do I need to do it individual, like for every gene I have to copy paste it and map it?
no,
Is
you
there
can just select all and then keep it here. But for some tools, there is restriction. So it must be mentioned there that you can use only 30,000 or 3,000, no, not 30,000, 3,000 genes at once to convert the IDs. Otherwise, there in Ensemble, there is Biomart tool, which use only 500 at once. So accordingly, we can use different tools and convert the IDs. Okay, so
So it
that is
has to
one
be
thing.
done manually, or like is there any specific code to rename all the gene IDs into their specific symbol?
For this type of data, like we do with code also, but for this is specific data, because this is for transcript ID, because you can see that we are like importing the HTA transcript clusters. So for transcript, there is no like a specific annotation package or even code for it. So we need to do it manually for this type of data. Otherwise, for microarray, there are, for other data sets or other platforms, we use code to do the annotation purpose. So as per the requirement, we use the tools accordingly. And now since we are having the tool, we can also do manual filtration. For example, first we need to do filter based on the p-value always before log FC filter. So you can use the filter, and then you can like specify that you want all the numbers that should be that should be less than or equal to 0.05. So for with this filter, you can check the count below. that the number of genes are getting low. So number of providees are getting low now. Earlier it was 98, then now it is 181886. So once you are getting the filter, you can get all, like copy all, and then
Your voice is breaking.
paste it to the next column, to next worksheet, to filter based on log FC. This is one way. Other way, you can just use R, and other way, so one way is filtering in Excel manually, and other way you can use the scripter directly.
Ma'am,
to
your voice
filter.
is
Let
breaking
me show
very
you.
bad. Hello.
Yeah, I'm not audible.
No, you were not audible initially. Can you please tell me what you
Okay,
were saying?
so what I am saying is you can filter the. Okay, just a minute. I am at the bottom now. Control or bottom. Okay, here for p-value you can just filter manually, like use the number filter. So because we are having around a lot of genes, so provide is, that's why it is taking more time. So for p-value you can add number filter and mention that you want less than or equal to value as 0.05 and give it okay. So you will get some genes which are significantly expressed. Okay, once we are getting significantly expressed, we will copy all those genes from here. Yes, so from here you can copy and then paste it in the next worksheet.
Again, it is breaking.
So
So we are
that
going to copy and paste it
so
in
copy and then
worksheet.
paste in next worksheet, so that you can now filter in the new sheet for log FC. So now p-value you are already getting. What is the network issue or what happened? I'm not sure.
Your voice is
So okay, so what I'm telling uh, is it audible now?
yeah, it is audible, but in between it is breaking. So I could hear like you want me to,
Okay.
you have to copy all the one, and we have to paste it in a
Yeah,
different folder, right?
yeah,
A different
worksheet.
worksheet.
So
Okay.
first you need to filter based on p-value. Now once you have all the genes filtered based on p-value, because the genes which are filtered with p-value are now we are having all the significantly expressed genes. So these set of genes we call them significantly expressed genes, which are significance in comparison of the gene expression between the two different groups that we are having for the comparison. So now once we are having, now we will filter based on log FC value. Now we don't need to worry about p value because it is done already. So we can filter based on log FC, and now we can make the threshold here or the cutoff. We can keep it as a custom filter because we want two groups. And here first we want for upregulated genes, which should be greater than or equal to, I think, let's keep it 2, and then or less than or equal to, we need -2. So that is log fold change value. We are using 2. So the first filter is for upregulated genes and second filter is for downregulated genes. Always use or because we need both the comparisons. And keep checking your count number at the bottom of your worksheet, because right now it is showing 181886. So it should be reduced because now we are filtering the log FC value. So once we are making the filter, now we are having only 16,450 genes. So for these 16,450, now these are differentially expressed genes. But for differentially expressed genes, we don't want to study all 16,000 genes, because once these genes we are getting, we need to go for pathway analysis and also network analysis. So making a network of 16,000 genes is quite difficult, and we want to reduce this number, these genes. So what we can do, we can again customize the log2 fold change value, and we can keep as the 5 maybe. And
Okay,
5.
so for fixing these values, we should have some justification, right? Is it like simply we are keeping, or like do we need to have, is there any specific threshold already been published or anything like that to
We
justify?
have different threshold published already. It just depends on the data, that what data you have. For example, if you are already getting 3 or 5 genes in your DEG, so it should tell you, yeah, your data is telling you to reduce your log FC value. So that is depending on the data only, nothing else. because now when I filtered based on, just now you must have checked that I changed my filter, because when I am filtering based on the five threshold, so we were getting only 160 or 60 genes. So now I am changing, and now we got based on 4 log FC, we are getting 781 genes. So right now, now again 781 genes is itself more, but right now remember that we are not having gene IDs, we have transcript IDs and or the probe IDs, we can tell, because right now this data is from transcript platform. So we are having the probe IDs for transcripts, and many probes can belong to one transcript or one gene. So these ultimately going to collapse also more than the value that we are already having 781. So maybe it will be reduced to 181 or 221, something like we are not sure right now. Once we get the gene IDs, official gene IDs, then only we will know that how much it is going to collapse. And according to that, once we are making mapping it to the gene IDs, then with those genes only, because right now we are all the genes or the log FC value for differentially expressed genes. So these are the final differentially expressed genes that we want in our data. And so once we map it to the genes, then those genes only we will take further for pathway analysis and network analysis. Okay, so whatever the genes we are having, 781 is not the final genes. Final genes we will get once we map the gene IDs to the, or we will get the official gene symbol, because maybe, for example, if we are saying it TP53, so maybe for many of the probes, 4 to 5 probes, only TP53. So what we will do, we will take the average of all the log FC which belongs to TP53, and now the one TP in the final data we will be having just one TP53 with the log FC value, whatever is the average we are going to take. So there are 2 ways to conclude this log FC based on the multiple probe IDs that we are having. That first we took average. If everything or all the expression log FC is positive, but when we are having some expression, some log FC, like some probe IDs which are showing negative log FC for the same gene, but some probe IDs which are showing positive log FC for the same gene. So what we do is we see that if more number of probe IDs are showing negative log FC or more are positive. If more are positive, then we will consider positive log FC as the final log FC and take the average of only those positive ones and leave the negative ones. So that's how. And there is also not there is like a lot of debates based on like how to conclude these final log FC based on the microarray, but whatever we take, it's just depend on what is our approach, how we want to deal with our data. And unless we are getting any novel like insights from data, it is fine like however you are doing. Okay, because ultimately it is the gene expression, whatever is showing from your data only. So that is how we conclude. If we are having all the positive log FCs for the same gene, then we can take the average and we will, since we have around 4.9 also and 5.8, so maybe we will get, I think, 5.6 or 5.5 as the average of this one, and we can take that and keep only one TP53 corresponding to seven probe IDs that we are having here. So this is how we will conclude this data accordingly once we map this to the gene IDs, so that we can see in the next session that how we are mapping. And meanwhile, you can try to explore in different tools. And after that, what I had to show you is that for the log p-value, I think we have generated here the volcano plot. So yeah, so volcano plot is the 2. Okay, let's see that with the 2 log FC how many genes we are getting or the probes we are getting, so that accordingly we can modify. Okay, so now we are having here the volcano plot for the log4 change value 2. So we see that when we are seeing in Excel also that there will be a lot of genes that we are not able to handle at one time. So now we will try to change the log FC to 4, or let's keep it 5 so that we can see at least. This is just for visualization difference. I'm not showing you the final result here. We can modify it anytime whenever required. So I'm changing the file name so that we can get a new volcano plot. And once the figure is generated, you will getting dev.off with null device. So then only we can open the figure. And then after that, after volcano plot, we need to make heat map so that we can compare certain number of genes based on their expression and how their expression pattern is showing in FN samples and the case samples. So this is just to compare the expression pattern of genes in different samples that we are having. So for that, we need to design the data. What CSV file we need to first design based on the genes that we are interested to see the expression, and the genes which we are interested should be from the log FC values. For example, we are taking, for example, we are finalizing with the gene IDs. So we are having 100 gene IDs. So we will take that file as the final gene IDs to view in heat map. Otherwise, heat map will not be able to show us 1,000 of genes. Right now we are having 700, so around 1,000. So we cannot be able to like properly see all the 1,000 genes and compare their gene expression. So that's why that heat map thing we can check in the next session. But right now we can see the volcano plot. Okay, so since this data is dealing with all the genes, like top genes too that we generated, so this is having all the 78,000 or how many number of providers that we were having. So this is having all the data. That's why it is taking more time to filter based on the log FC value and also the p value. Accordingly, it will generate the plot. So that's why it is taking more time. And so what we can do in the next session is first, like we'll map the data, map the gene IDs, whatever we are getting, the probe IDs with the official gene symbols, for example, DP53 or maybe BRCA1, BRCA2, or there are other genes. So official symbol, we can map these IDs to the official symbol, and then we can then we can finalize the final log FC for heat map visualization. And then we can perform the data analysis for BFT, because that is one go analysis for BFT.
Okay. So I hope in next class in one class we can complete the BFT normalization and differential expression of BFT,
Yes,
right,
yes, we can do. Yeah.
Okay, because normalization, now I got some idea, so I hope you might not be doing more detailed thing, but still, I want to know how it has been done and how the differential expression has been done for
Yeah.
BFT.
Yeah.
I guess it's done.
Yeah, it's done. Okay, so we can see that now. Okay, so now we can see that we have more number of upregulated genes, but less number of downregulated genes. And since we have kept our p-value filter at 5, so if from 5 only it is filtering our genes from this from 5 scale. It is filtering the genes, but we have very less number of down-regulated genes, so this is also not good thing. So at least we need to have at least 50 genes in down-regulation and 50 genes in up-regulation. That's what like usually taken as better data for even for visualization or even for publication. So that's how we will filter. So after, since I already shown you in Excel that after 5 we were getting very less genes, so that's why I filtered with 4. So we can do with 5 final 4 log FC filter. 4, and p-value we can keep 0.05 because now only log FC filter threshold change, we are getting enough number of genes, so we don't need to think about p-value now. Okay, so log FC is enough to get our final genes. So this will run and execute and get you the final figure and it will take some time. So I will share you the generated figure in the drive so that you can go through and also generate with the same script.
Okay.
Okay.
So how to finalize the final volcano plot? It's like we can take all the genes, or like as you said, we have to filter down according to log FC value.
Sorry, we need to filter based on log FC, no?
Yes, ma'am, I understand. Like for initially we had two, we just given two, and we are having different number, and again four, and we are having a different number. So which would be sufficient, because we are not only comparing them within the set, but also comparing it with other data set of PFT. So accordingly, we need to have some significant number of genes so that we can plot them accordingly and how they are correlating.
Okay. So we just need to it varies depending on the data. Maybe for BFT you need to use different log FC. Okay, so that does not like matter if whatever value you are choosing, unless you are having at least 100 genes to make the final analysis for
Okay,
pathway
okay. So we are going
analysis.
to just take top 100, right? Top 100 or top
Yeah,
200?
top 100. Yes,
Okay.
but at
Because what
this
I was, yeah,
yes,
tell me. Yeah, tell me, ma'am, you were saying
what
something.
I'm saying is at this step, because we are right now we are having a probe IDs corresponding to the gene IDs. So we should not consider the filter here at this place to get only top 100, because
Hmm.
that's why I stopped here at 4, because we are getting 781. We also have to average these probe IDs. So that's why we need more probe IDs here, at least 1,000, so that we can get corresponding 100 or 200 genes.
Okay. Yeah, what I was asking is like after this filtration, further we will be doing filtration while comparing it with BFT, no? So in
No
that case
further.
also, mm,
Further, we don't need to do any kind of comparison. We just need to map it to the official gene IDs, and then just average the gene expression corresponding to each gene ID. That's it.
no, no, I'm not asking about this. I'm asking like we are going to compare the FN with VFT, no? At that time, we will be narrow downing our data set to such number of genes. Like for example, 100 number of genes that has been actually correlating between the two different data sets. So that is our actual hypothesis. On that case, we should not miss any genes. That is my major concern.
Okay. So in that case, with the, for example, with 781 right now, we are having, for example, it is concluding to 500 genes, or maybe 300 genes. So 300 genes from FN, and with the BFT, you are doing the analysis and you are getting 200 genes. So
Hmm.
200 genes from BFT and 300 from FN. So once you compare, maybe you will get final 70 or 50 genes. Those
Yes.
genes you can also take for further analysis for gene ontology and pathway analysis, because even 50 genes are like too much for a study.
Mm, okay. Yeah, that is, as I'm talking, that is our actual hypothesis. So we
Hmm.
have to get a differential expression in both of them. And what are the common genes that are expressed
Hmm.
in both the cases?
Yes,
That is our actual hypothesis.
yes,
And
yes,
those
I
genes will
understand.
be filtered out for their
Hmm.
tumor microenvironment and for the microbial differentiation and all of those. So
Yes,
hope
yes,
you are
exactly.
clear on that. Based on that, you
Yes,
can
very
make it.
clear. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I have your proposal. I understand that. Yeah, no
Mhm.
problem.
Yes,
Okay,
because
I will
yeah,
share
that
you
is
the script. Yeah.
my concern was like I don't want to miss any gene because while when it comes for publication, these are bioinformatics
So
work
if
literally
we
are
are
getting
getting no,
mistakes.
if with 100 genes we are getting very less number of common genes, let's say 10 or 15, so we can
Mm,
again come to this data. That's why we are keeping our data with in our folder. We are saving all the normalized data
yeah.
and everything. So that is the use of that data. Again we can come back to our data and filter them again. Okay.
Okay, okay. So it
So
is going
that's
to be
why
trial
research
and
is
error.
a
We
long
cannot find, I
process.
guess. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess it is not going to happen immediately.
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
understand.
no, no, no. You will not miss on anything. So we can compare anytime, get back to data, compare again, filter again. That's totally up to us, whatever we want.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
All right. So finally, we need I need some justification for all the thresholds, whatever we are keeping. If you have any papers to refer to learn and understand, that would be really
Yeah,
helpful.
one of I think one of our paper is there where we have mentioned two different thresholds for two different data sets. So probably I will share you that so that it will be more valid for you
Yes,
to
yes.
for your concern actually. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I can also read and understand the concepts in a
Yeah.
better way because I
Oh,
don't want to mess it with other papers and I will be getting a lot of doubts. So it would be better if you have any papers of yours or with Naibaman.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I can read them.
Yeah, yeah. I will share you like two, three reference papers for a log FC and p
Mm.
value so that you will be sure that whatever you are following the pipeline is correct only. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Please share the codes and also I will work on with the BFT and I will let you know.
Yes,
Whatever
yes.
we have done, we just upload it in the drive, ma'am. It will be helpful for me.
Yes. So what you do is BFT data you have downloaded already from
Mm.
the Geo, or you are
Yes,
doing this online
I have
analysis.
I have downloaded it
Okay.
and
So you
I
can
just
download and
mm,
delete the samples which are not required.
mm, okay.
Okay. So I think this data, no, no, I don't know where is the data here. Okay, so whatever data was that, you can open, you can download that, like check the GSM ID very carefully and then delete those samples which are not required. Then you
Mm.
can like process based on the script that we will discuss in the next session. Okay.
Okay, okay. So better I will script it. I will just do it accordingly. Like with the Geo or tool, I will just make sure that how many genes are being
Yes.
upregulated or not regulated based on the threshold which you have told me. So if it
Yes.
is same again, if I'm not getting any better results, I would suggest to go with RNA sequence data. That would be great.
Okay, the data which is provided in that data set is
Mm.
from RNA itself. Like if you download the data, you will see, I think there are TSV files, right?
Yes, ma'am, it is there. It is also having the cell files and everything is there. But they are not having specific work on BFT. It is having other sets of like
Okay.
as you said, we can also delete it. But I don't find any specific thing, something like Geffen. That's why.
Just a minute.
Mhm.
I am telling you is that is this the data?
Yeah, just the data set and the cell lines that is C2M cells are not cancer cells, colon cancer cells. So the expression on them is definitely going to be different.
Yes, that C2M.
Yeah, yeah, C2M.
So for BFT also it is C2M, right?
Uh, the C2M cells are like macrophagic cells, which is something different.
Okay. So
But
this is
yeah,
not good
mm,
data to work on.
yes. We need something with cancer, colorectal cancer.
Yeah. So
And,
okay. So that's what I was saying. Like you can check for the data set what is appropriate for your work.
okay.
So did you find one?
Yeah, I have given that in Google Classroom
Just
with the
a
link.
minute.
I
Yeah, I
have,
checked it. I think I checked that. It was from RNA-seq data.
yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I checked that and it was from RNA. When you download, you will get the TSV file and for each sample, that's what I'm saying. For each sample, you can check that which exactly is for your BFT samples and which are from normal samples. So only take RNA, don't take chipset data. Okay.
No, the other one, actually the same, the epigenetic modification of PFT, they are
Yeah.
just having the RNA-seq data only, no chip-seq data. So this is, I have just the same, in the same work itself, they have done two things. I'm having separate data set for this. I can share you that.
Yeah, you can share me. I will go through it.
Yeah, so
Meanwhile, you can download.
Yeah, in next class, hopefully we can process this PFT.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so
All right.
let me check when you are planning to have the next class.
This week, probably by Friday, I have some traveling in between. If not, Saturday and Sunday. Will that be fine?
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I think that will be better.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Sure.
Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Yeah, so we can complete the RNSEC and then post that we can follow for the comparison of both the data sets. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, ma'am. By next week, if possible, try to make sure you're available for continuous classes, because I would like to complete this by next week.
Yeah, so not every day, but alternate days we can do for next week.
Um, by next week, I'm planning to Singapore, so the timing would be a big clash. That's it.
Okay. So, like you can mention like whatever because alternate days only, like I will be able to like because I'm taking other sessions also, so
Mm-hmm.
it will be quite difficult. So whenever you have time, you can mention on alternate day we can connect accordingly.
Okay. If not, I will make sure that we are having a session on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Possible?
This Friday?
Yeah,
Friday.
coming Friday.
Mm, I guess we can do. We'll let
Okay,
you
I will
know.
let you know. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Please, myself also, because I'm also having some other works to do. I will let you know accordingly, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you so
Okay.
much.
Sorry to cut it. If you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I guess you will be having 5 more sessions, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maximum of 5. So
Yeah.
if you are planning to have session on Friday, if possible for both of you, maybe we can have Friday one session followed by that on Saturday. So that couple of sessions will be completed by this week. And next Monday, Wednesday, we can plan something like that. Will that be convenient for both of you?
I need to check. I'm sure.
Please
I
check
cannot
on
give.
that because I don't think so having the same sessions on the follow-up days will be convenient for Dr. Kasar. She to have other commitments with us. Maybe if you can plan to have alternate days, let's try for Friday, Sunday, Monday kind of things. Okay, just let us know the convenience. I hope Gazala, this will be good for you, right?
Yeah. If not Friday, then Saturday, Sunday is also fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but not
Let's do
again on
something
Monday.
like that.
Like
Eight,
then alternate.
let's complete by within this Sunday. Let's try to complete 2 sessions so that it will be
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, okay.
Week we
Sure.
can have 3 in the maximum sessions. So that
Mm,
I think Vajayanti can also complete the work by next week.
Yes, yes. That would
Yeah.
Yeah.
be great.
Just try for Friday, either on Friday, Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Good.
Also, kindly give me the revised code so that I can make the payment accordingly.
You want one more session in as per code, it's 7 sessions, right? So Dr. Kasala, we
Yeah.
will be having
Now,
one.
one more extra session will be planned for
Okay.
process.
Maybe we can do one thing. You can pay for the balance session that has been mentioned in the code. We'll be
Mm,
revising and we'll be sharing the code for the other session.
okay. All
Will,
right.
is that good for you? I'm not sure. I
I
just wanted to confirm.
take it because
If
extra.
you're convenient with this, maybe you can pay for the balance 4 session that has been mentioned in the code so that remaining thing will be updated with you shortly.
Okay. Is it possible like I can break that? Because extra one session I'm taking, is it
Okay,
possible to?
definitely we will do that. Yeah, sure. Maybe you will
Okay.
be receiving the revised one by tomorrow.
Yeah. That would be
Okay,
great.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let me stop the record.